Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? Tim here. This is my 12 string. This is Irene, named after one of my favorite aunts. Got another tale to tell you. This is probably one of my favorite. You know, I've told you a lot of stories about things that I've gotten into working as a paramedic. Been a paramedic a long time. Been in EMS, Emergency Medical Services. Been in EMS for a real long time. Have met a bunch of really good people. Some of my best lifelong friends have come from the world of EMS. And two guys that mean the world and all to me, I had the pleasure of attending paramedic school with. I was actually the year ahead of them, but me and the school office ladies got crossways with one another, and all of a sudden I had to repeat a semester, so I caught up with them. Now the one guy, the guy that this story is about, I owe probably a huge apology to, and take this opportunity to do that. I apologize to him. I'm not going to use his name for fear that he will sue me. But owe him a huge apology. He's a great guy that I have picked on mercilessly for years. And I will probably continue to do so because it's just so much fun. But he is a fantastic individual. I wish, and I say this with the utmost of sincerity, I wish that I was the caliber of medical professional that he has become. He is awesome. I would gladly let him work on me or any of my family anytime. He's incredible, and I count it an honor to call him my friend. But I've given that poor man fits over the years. You see, the three of us went to paramedic school together. Now, he was the younger of the three. And at the time, we all worked for the fire department. And we drove the fire department van to school. We attended school in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at the Alabama Fire Academy. Had to go 2 times a week. And it took us about an hour and a half to get there. Well, he would always get in the back seat. And usually by the time we hit the city limits of West Point, he was out. He'd be like a little rain gauge in the back seat. Well, we'd adjust the rearview mirror and thump little wads of paper in his mouth all the way to Tuscaloosa. Well, we'd had a particularly bad night in class one night. They had unleashed a pop quiz on us that we weren't prepared for, and it was just a bad night. Just a bad night. And all we wanted to do was get home. Just to leave that place and get home. Well, you see, he had slept the whole way there, so after class, he's now bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He's wanting to stop somewhere and get something to eat. No, man, let's just go home. We can get something to eat when we get home. Well, he wasn't having it. And he keeps on and on and on and on about stopping to get something to eat. Well, I was driving that night, and we got as far as Northport, Alabama, coming home. And I'd had all I could take. And I spied a McDonald's. And I said, fine, for the love of Almighty God, let's get you something to eat before you die. So I whip into this McDonald's. I said, get out and get in there and go get you something to eat. So he did. He got out. He went in. And he stayed in there for what seemed like an eternity. Now, we're wanting to go home. All we want is to get to our respective homes. And he's in here diddling around in McDonald's. Well, the other guy there in the van with me, he said, "What is he doing?" I said, "I don't know, but he's about to come out." He said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "Watch." So I got out of the van. And I walked up to the door of the McDonald's and I snatched that door open just as hard and fast as I possibly could. Well, that kind of prompted everybody in the place to just instantly whirl around and look at me. Well, I walked in and in a loud, clear voice, I called him by name and I put my hands on my hips and I said, "Will you please get your sandwich and come on? I'm not sitting out here in this hot van waiting on you all night long. Now get your stuff and come on." Well, about then I saw him drop his head and his ears started turning just this beautiful, brilliant, crimson red color. It was something. It was real nice. I've never seen a color quite that bright on a human being before. It was amazing. And I guess he was trying to pretend as though I wasn't talking to him. So I stepped it on up the next level. I said, oh no. You're not going to pretend that you don't hear me. I will come and put my hands on you. I have put my hands on you many times before, and I am not above doing it in front of all these people. Now you get your things and you come on. And I whirled around, and I pressed out of the McDonald's, and I went and got back in the van. I told the other guy, I said, "He'll be here in just a minute." Well, he couldn't talk to me because he looked like he was hurting pretty bad, and he was having trouble breathing because he was laughing hysterically. Well, we watched him in the McDonald's there, and he never raised his head, not one time. His ears stayed that real pretty bright color the whole time. And he got up to the counter, I guess when they called him. And at this point, everybody in the place is now looking at him. And I don't know to this day whose order he got. He just reached up there and grabbed a sack of something. And he come marching out of there. And he come and got in a van. Now, you see, I have a master's degree in psychology and have studied abnormal psychology. And I've heard tell of what they call temporary insanity, but I've never seen that before until that night. Because when he got in the van, he was just real upset. I'll just say that. He was real bad upset. He couldn't talk in complete sentences. I was fearful there for a minute that he might have had a stroke, but I think he was just mad. But he said something about doing some really nasty things to my dog, and I think I gathered that he was going to burn my house. He just said a lot of just really, I just felt like it was unnecessary. I didn't think that it warranted all that. I didn't think all that was needed. And then it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, really, just to tell you the truth. But then we started heading home. And see, the guy there next to me, he wasn't helping none at all. He wasn't helping a bit. Because he kept on, you know that kind of laughing when you're trying real hard to stop, but you can't? You know that, that kind of laughing? That's what he's doing. Which ain't doing nothing to help the situation. It's just making him a whole lot madder. And then every once in a while, just because I wanted to make sure that he had plenty, every once in a while I'd ask him, did you get enough to eat? Do I need to stop again? And he would say some more really ugly things to me. Just hurtful stuff. Hurtful. I didn't think that was necessary. That was a long time ago. We've all been paramedics for many years now. To this day, that man will not go in a restaurant with me and eat a meal. And see, that hurts me. That hurts me in here, real deep. I love you, Sam. And I love y'all too. This is Tim.